It's up. And guess what's not? My chat. Of course chat's not up.
Well, I'm chatting.
Why would chat be
I
up?
think you left it in.
Why would chat ever be up?
Like you're keeping track of chat.
I guess. Why? Who? What? Why am I?
Actually, I can switch.
Well, no, you can. I don't care.
Fine. Got it.
Because you'll know I'll miss stuff. I'll be like, what? Who said who? What?
Welcome back to show 23, YouTube.
We never, you know, why welcome back? It's like, I get it. It's like, it's kind of like we left but didn't leave, but, you know, did we?
Did we leave? No.
No. So why
We're
are we
perpetually on.
for here ever and ever?
But welcome back.
Welcome back. It's been such a long time.
Monday,
such a
Monday.
No. All right.
Wow. Yeah, exactly
No.
like that.
No. Okie doke. Let's gonna go live.
Oakley
in,
dokley,
10
neighbor.
10 seconds. Why not?
10 segundos.
Oosh, yeah.
Excellent.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and
More traditional chat
wait,
show.
hello, welcome
For
to Not Your Average Show. You didn't know that I went live, did you?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. Hey, what were you talking about?
I was just saying, welcome back to the Not So Average Talk Show
Aha.
on YouTube.
On YouTube. Hey guys, what's going on? It is March 8th, 2021,
Monday.
and you're back with Mike and Corey, the Not Your Average Show,
Monday.
and that's what we got going on. Are you still singing?
No, I'm done
Okay, you sure?
right now.
All right. We're jaunty today, as I guess we've just got stuff to talk about. Lots of stuff. So we got SpaceX news today in lieu of our coverage for the Falcon 9 launch on Tuesday night, which is going to be
It's
Starlink
still
20.
set for tomorrow.
Still set for tomorrow night.
At 9:58 p.m.
9?
Eastern time.
Okay.
We'll probably have a jacket on.
Ye might be chilly
It's colder for Florida.
for this time of year. It's a little
But,
chillier.
not
But
everybody
windy.
else in the country.
Yeah. So there's that.
There you go.
What else we got going on? We got to talk about some Jeep stuff.
We got some Jeep news.
Jeep news?
Jeep's on fire.
Jeep's on fire, kind of. There's some
I
stuff
mean,
there.
Kind of.
Then we also have what else? We got a free game that we tried over
Yeah,
the
we got
weekend.
a free game. It's still free. Whether you guys, we'll get into it. But we'll talk about it. And actually, the other thing was there's kind of two things for SpaceX.
Yeah.
Sure. Starbase, and then of course
Starbase.
have some just updates really on
Other
the
stuff.
next crewed mission,
Oh yeah, okay.
which we'll talk about.
And also, we didn't get a chance to fly the FPV yet because it has been windy.
Well, still in the sim.
Yeah.
Practicing.
Okay, yeah. So we'll talk about that maybe at the end of the show because
Yeah,
that was that's been real interesting.
Good.
But hey, so any recap on news from last week? Anything else that we need to touch on really quick? Jet Up Terror. Obviously, you guys have been talking about Jet Up Terror a lot. That's hit a lot of comments in there. Good.
Yeah. So as you guys, if you are keeping up track with those Jet Up Terra comments, the long and the short of it is we also want to know more.
Would you like to know
we've
more?
been exactly. That was gonna say, there's a game. The Starship Troopers game. I still haven't heard much. But yeah, about Jet Up Terra, right, guys? We're also quite interested in it, and we would also like to know.
We would.
So we're keeping an open mind, and we hope you do too. And we hope you'll join us for the next time we do have stuff to talk about. We're still quite intrigued.
We are. You know, it's also intriguing. GameStop has been going up and down again, and it's 175 again. So it peaked at 201. I think it was Thursday. It peaked at 201. It's at. I just wanted to check it because it was interesting. I thought about it, and
Fine.
GameStop's doing the same thing again. So we had covered some information.
Hello
on
again,
that.
James. Welcome to the chat.
What's going on, James?
Good to see you.
Also, we got to talk about a couple of scheduling changes this week because of the rocket launch. We're going to work tomorrow night for the rocket launch. Wednesday we have a fly day.
Yes. You want to tell them about that? Because that's something that we haven't really done before.
So basically what's going on here is we have, we're trying to get the FPV drone up and running, and it's been, well, to put it in physical terms, difficult because it's been super windy here, 30 knots of wind almost every day since the drone arrived, which is number one. So what that usually does is that shortens battery life. It makes it a little bit more difficult, even though DJI drones are known for being more stable in windy conditions. Somewhere around 15, 20 knots, they get uncomfortable to fly no matter what their size is because they're you're just constantly getting blown around. That's number one. Number two, it affects battery life, and we
Yeah.
want to get this thing out when we're not actually stressing the batteries just to keep it up against the wind,
Yeah,
which
like
is number
40%
two.
battery just to
Yeah.
hold it in a stable hover.
Yeah, for sure. Which and so the other thing is, if maybe you want to talk quickly about the features on a lot of the DJI drones. They do have a battery sensor in them, and when they know they're
Yeah,
going
sure.
down, what happens?
Yeah, so a lot of the niceties that DJI implemented in even their beginning drones, like the Inspire that I showed you guys in a previous show. I have the Inspire one. If you didn't catch that show, I have an Inspire one, and Mike's talking about the new DJI FPV, which he might show you guys just for 2 seconds here. Didn't catch that in the video. The channel has this new drone from DJI. We're doing some. We just got it. We're doing some testing with it, and we're gonna have you guys, some content to show you guys about that soon. But anyway, what Mike was saying about the features. If you're not familiar with drones or anything like that, DJI does have a lot of fail-safe built in. One of which is the battery stuff. So if you fly your drone, there's certain modes you can fly it in. If you fly it in pure manual, then you're not gonna get a lot of the nice fail-safes, whether it be
Or the
sensors or
speed.
batteries and all that stuff. But what he's talking about there is since this is a quote FPV drone, a lot of the people that may fly FPV out there may you fly them in a racetrack, but you're not like going really far with these flying on a track, and you're doing some racing obviously, and it's very fast paced, but you're not traveling long distances with it. So that being still the case, FPV and the FPV, yeah, they still old old fail safes with the battery. So because people are going to fly these, not maybe less so, but still some people that just want to get like nice pictures to do movies with and have a bit of different perspective with the goggles. They're gonna fly them distances. They're gonna go places with it
Right.
from where they take off from them. And so DJI has a pretty cool algorithm in their program. So the further away you fly your drone, the drone is always calculating the battery usage you're kind of using for that flight, and then how far back it estimates you'll need battery to get back to where you started, where you
Yes.
took off from, and it tells you that in time at the top in the app as you're flying it, and literally helping you keep track. And it also, depending on mode you're in, it'll literally like take over and start flying home.
So that's what.
So
Yeah, there was a video that
Yeah.
Corey pointed out to the fact
Yeah.
that they're only guys that have been flying this thing. Now, here's the thing: there's a couple of videos out there, guys flying this thing at about.
like
They're
just-
getting 5 minutes of flight time, but the reason why is
Yeah.
because they're flying in M mode, which
Yeah.
means the drone is going
Yeah.
80 miles an hour,
they're flying with the throttle all the way down,
throttle all the way
fast as it
down
goes,
for
and,
a
like,
minute and a half.
mile and a half,
Yeah.
away. And so
So do the math. If you're flying at 80 miles an hour and you fly for 1 minute, in that 1 minute you're going to have covered 1 mile. Plus the other half, you're going to be a mile and a half away. So if
Yeah.
you fly, and here's the thing: if we took it out and flew it downwind, specifically
oh
downwind.
yeah, that would be
All right, we
would be
could get this
something.
thing technically with the way the winds have been blowing here lately. We could get it up to 120 miles an hour almost easily.
And if
in a
you kept
gust.
flying it though, you could literally fly it further downwind, and
Then you could get it back up.
because it would run out of power because it's flying upwind.
So,
I'm-
long story short, Wednesday we're taking a day off so we can go fly the drone, so we can come back with some footage for you, and then we'll be back on Thursday.
all that chatting,
Yeah.
zoop, concise down to Wednesday. We're gonna
Wednesday,
fly
we
and
gotta
not
go
make
fly.
a show because we're gonna get a bunch of doing.
There you go. So
There
yeah,
you
we
go.
went way over on
There
that.
you go. Yeah, you get
Wait,
the idea.
TMI. We TMI'd you to death.
There
Sorry
you
about
go.
that.
Anyway, and then Thursday is another show,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of Friday, that's the long and short of it.
And
change for the week.
change for the week. We might be going to a Monday, Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday
Thursday.
schedule,
Yes.
only because nobody watches on Fridays.
People do other things on Fridays.
Yes.
Not everybody. Now that the world's a little different, people have Fridays off some more often because they can. They work from home.
Yep.
Anyway, long story short, we're probably gonna move to the Friday show.
Probably.
We'll confirm that later this week and maybe next week as well. But that's the tentative plan.
All right. So
Let's do this.
let's do this. So
Yeah,
where do
shall
we, where you're starting? Go ahead.
Yeah, so let's start off. We did talk. We did mention we'd say something about SpaceX. We got a few different things to say about SpaceX. But
Which one you want
first
to
off,
first?
I want to kick off the Starbase.
Starport.
The Starport. Well, they're calling it Starbase. That's the long and short of it. So long and short of it is, Elon wants to make a city
Mm-hmm.
called Starbase in
Starbase.
Texas. Basically, where they're testing the Starship in Boca Chica, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Boca Chica is not a huge city. It's not very big at all. But what he wants to do is basically make his own city there called Starbase, in which a lot of the people that are involved with his operation work and live. But also, of course, that means that he will have more liberty to do things with what he wants with the land, right? Space, moving around, acquiring buildings, and then around equipment and whatnot. So, with that being said, I wanted to pull up this thing from RS Technica that just tells you guys basically what he wants to put there. For some notable documents that RS Technica just has access to, what they want to put in is 2 orbital launch pads, one of which is already under construction over there, 2 suborbital launch pads, one of which already exists. And talking about suborbital pads, we'll get to that in a minute. 2 landing pads, of which one already exists. 2 structural test stands for Starship, and then the Super Heavy booster, which they are actually building there as well.
Mm-hmm.
A large tank farm to provide ground support for orbital flights, and then a permanent position for the Starhopper vehicle, the one that looked like a grain silo, at the site's entrance. You know, as they do sometimes with the first ship that does something really amazing, they don't fly that again and they put it on display somewhere. The suborbital pads are interesting to me for sure as well, because that's basically if you are keeping track with the purpose of Starship
Runway.
they're suborbital pads. So if you remember, the Starship, one of the purposes was obviously to go to space to Mars, or other places out in space. But one of them was to do quicker hops, literally around Earth, and have you places you couldn't get to as fast by doing suborbital launches from using Starship.
Without a runway.
Again, just like a rocket launch, but then go up in a low orbit and then land somewhere else. Literally, you could be in Japan and quite quick. Like we're talking 30 minutes or something stupid.
So how about
maybe not that. I have to look at what they're saying, but I mean literally quick.
How about nobody gets this? That look, he's basically constructing the first of its kind, airport, the new airport. If this becomes successful,
this is
right.
This is pretty. They've been saying this, but for them to be doing, setting up these pads, it's pretty sweet. One thing you guys may know too, they bought those, which one of our viewers pointed out to us back, that they had purchased those 2 oil platforms, the repurposing and we've confirmed it as landing and takeoff platforms for Starship again, but offshore. The 2 Starships, as SpaceX does, they have names. It's Phobos and Deimos. And 2 astral, two names of
funny
things.
To me at least.
Anyway, exactly. And
so here's the thing, right? I guess where this is really becoming more revolutionary in my mind is that everything else that I've ever seen go up into space has had a launch tower, right? It has had some sort of device that helps the stability of the rocket while it waits to be deployed.
Yeah.
And they can, fuel it and so on and so forth. And the funny thing to remember here is all he needs to launch is a pad and a fueling spot.
He's got to get the people up to the vehicle.
Okay.
Which they have, a gangway planks, just like they have.
Right.
If you remember, they've redone 39A in Cape Canaveral, and it's that futuristic building. But it's just as you said, that's really all they need. They got the fuel farm, they got the pads. They're building the rockets. I mean,
I foresee a day where
it's pretty cool.
If Starship is working the way that I think they would want to, is basically this thing lands a la, what was it, Men in Black style, with it coming down, in Central Park, that little tiny rocket that kind of lands, the legs come out, it lands, a little door opens, everybody flushes off the rocket, they change crews, and on comes another, load of people, and
that's literally their idea, is that the Starship, the Super Heavy, the first stage. Literally takes off with Starship. Starship goes wherever it goes, right? The first stage comes back, as the Falcon 9 first stage already does. Lands. The legs as it's signed now, the legs on the Super Heavy are permanent, fixed.
Sure.
They don't flip out like Falcon 9s do. But then it lands, and they essentially refuel it, and the computer does internal checks, and if it's all good, and then it's literally ready to fly again. Like, it's just
more interesting than that, though,
very cool,
is when the land that you purchase and the way that you're going to go about assembling this, right?
Talk about that.
It's going to be real interesting, because talk about the fact that basically now Elon Musk is getting into oil, because what they've done is, Corey brought to my attention that they have bought an oil field that was near where they are located in Boca Chica, Texas. And underneath there was lease to these well, I guess they have not been working for the last couple of years
Yeah. Yep.
as oil actual delivery platforms. And he decided, well, since I own the leases now,
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plow in and I'm going to make my own oil methane capture device so that
Yeah.
we could actually power the
Yeah. They
starships,
want to get methane gas to make rocket fuel
right?
because why not? We need methane
It's
because they
there.
already said they're going to use methane in the Starship design because methane's a bit more accessible on Mars
Sure.
than LOX would be here. Uh, other propellants they could source here on Earth, great, but we're going to Mars, so let's make something that works on Mars.
Right.
And yeah, so they want to extract methane, and so
Somebody's trying to pirate the claim.
yeah, basically
Go ahead.
sure. So the kind of give you perspective. So SpaceX has set up two LLCs to buy land in that general area. I'll give you the names because sometimes they're amusing. One is called Dogleg Park LLC, and the
Dogleg.
other one is called Lone Star Mineral Development, LLC. They're both LLCs. They've been buying up land in the Boca Chica area, and just like to do things with, for probably Starbase, but also yes, as Mike said, for methane harvesting. Because why not? Why not? We're making rockets that use methane, and hey, there's a methane field like right over there. Let's
Let's just use
that
it.
nobody's using, right? Which is kind of interesting.
Lapita Wells.
And so the well heads themselves are called the Lapita Wells, and SpaceX secured a lease from the Sanchez Oil Gas Company for those two wells. There are two inactive wells in that area. Then SpaceX gets contacted by the Dallas Petroleum Group, another company in South Texas, and they say they own the wells, and basically SpaceX can't use them, and they're in court, of course. There.
I'm going to take Corey's mouse because he can't use it anymore. I own it. I'm just
Okay.
going to take it away. That's just
fine.
basically what's going on here.
That's fine. You do that.
You can borrow it, but I'm gonna take it back when I need it.
Do you need it now?
No, I don't need it. Well, I'm gonna send rockets to Mars now, so I might as well take it now.
Do it. Whatever. Yeah, you do what you're gonna do. Except it'll be on my screen, messing up my.
So I mean, that's basically what's going on here, right? They found a useful purpose for these untapped methane wells, and now they're just kind of going back to SpaceX what is this, like a low grade shakedown for space? I mean, that's what it sounds like.
It just, I mean, without knowing the legal paperwork, right? Who actually owns the wells?
Mm-hmm.
I do know from other things that sometimes it's a bit hard and difficult to detect to know who owns a well in Texas. I'm not gonna get into that, but
Okay.
so I can kind of see possibly where this is coming from, but
Right.
not really, because if they signed a lease, SpaceX acquired these wells with a signed and done lease,
Mm-hmm.
so we are led to
They're
believe
theirs.
that's done. Like,
So
it's done.
let's just tally up.
But
He's got a
then,
boring company.
yeah. So
He's gonna have a well drilling company. He's gonna have obviously a space launch pad building company.
that's another thing we didn't.
He's
We was going to talk about, but they're still moving ahead with those two tunnels in Miami, supposedly.
right. Okay, so
But anyway,
it's there's so he's got his fingers into some of the weirdest places right now. And literally, when I think about this, I go, what else could Elon Musk get into that? Look, it's an ingenious plan. Obviously, he had this plan all along because I don't think this is something that he just went, oh, by the way, we'll use Boca Chica and there's methane nearby.
Oh, and there's land I can make a starbase out of.
Yeah, I don't.
and there's nobody else there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not there, but
So look, and where Elon Musk is considering to do business, I would think that most people in Boca Chica in that area are probably excited to see their area grow with the investment from SpaceX, which is fantastic.
we would
for
think
them.
so, maybe not, but I don't. But maybe so. If there's anybody from Boca Chica watching this, whenever, please put a comment. We actually would really like to talk to you guys if
Yep, that'd be nice. And also, let us know what your thoughts are on claim jumping, because that's kind of interesting to know that even a SpaceX industry just moving its operations to a location like that would suddenly, make another company just want to jump in and be like, no, you can't use it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, we own.
But we own that. Now, look, the funny thing is about it,
Okay.
after working on the oil platforms out in the Gulf of Mexico, and you realize what methane really does, methane's very powerful. It's not an easy gas to deal with sometimes, and especially if to transport it long distances under the ocean, especially a lot of that is burned off on rigs to supply turbine generators for the oil rigs and other things. So to see him use that gas, which is normally used as a bleed off in other areas, is fantastic. It's a great idea. I mean, environmentally, it's really sound. So I hope they get it all worked out, at least for them. My
the
two
cool part,
cents.
yeah, they've already been using the methane, not that methane, obviously, whaleheads, but already been using rockets. So it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And remember Tuesday. What time is it going off on Tuesday night?
9:58 p.m. Eastern time. The current launch time that we know.
9:58.
I think it's an instantaneous window. I don't think it's a launch window. I don't have
Oh
to check.
God.
I have to check, guys.
So we have so that's going to be for Tuesday night. So tomorrow night we'll probably start our broadcast coverage if it's up. 7:30ish. Yeah, probably.
8 something.
Just after dinner. 9:58. You said
It's an instantaneous. Yeah, it's from what I see here. Yeah, there's not a launch window. It goes at 9:58 Eastern, or
it doesn't.
It doesn't go.
Okay, so we have an instantaneous window, which means 9:58, 8:58.
It's basically 10. So
because we got to set up in
7:38.
We got to set up in the light anyhow. So our start time doesn't make a difference. We have to pretty much put up all of our equipment when it's bright out so we can actually see what we're doing.
No.
So, no, who needs vision? Nah. Anyhow, so we'll look forward to that and more SpaceX news. And remember, folks, if you get a chance, like, subscribe, follow, and we'll talk more about SpaceX in the not-too-distant future.
Yep. And if you're moving to Boca Chica or you're moving to Starbase,
yep,
let us know. We'll be keeping track of these things as well. I, for one, would be interested just as kind of a chuckle, not really, but chuckle to see what happens with the oil well debacle, and how that ends up with that. And then, of course, how cool to be to visit Starbase, a city named Starbase, or get your mail put through Starbase. Some people like that. Yeah, they get Christmas, because we have a city in Florida that's called Christmas.
Yes.
So some people will send their mail, their kids sometimes with their kids in Christmas will send their mail through Christmas, Florida, and it's stamped, Christmas, and then
people have done that.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, dude.
Wait a second.
Totally, that's the thing.
Look, but what if they make a ball? What are they gonna call it? Starballs from Starbase Texas, because it's kind of.
Why?
Or maybe Spaceballs. Maybe.
Oh, Spaceballs!
Get it? You could call. There you go. So it was coming.
Spaceball Texas. That's no moon.
That's no moon. So look, the funny thing is, I get it that it's Starbase, and he's using all these names, and they sci-fi sound great, but the difference is it's just it's a little awkward, right? Starbase. It's like I live in Starbase, Texas. All right, we got to move on.
Right,
anyhow,
cool.
Like, subscribe, follow. We got other information for you.
Yeah, the other thing was, which isn't huge news about SpaceX. But it's something coming up. So just so you guys are aware, we're tracking the next crewed launch of SpaceX.
Launch. Yeah.
Crewed launches always get a lot of attention, obviously, because there's people on board. They're high risk. I wouldn't say high risk. They're high. There is a possibility for high risk, right? But there's obviously humans on board, so it instantly has more attention than launches. That being the case, just so you guys know, we're planning on covering the launch. I think we said it before.
We have.
The launch is set for April 20th. Obviously, a lot could happen between now and then with launches, as they always do. So just we'll keep you posted. But we have the location we normally stream at we're not worried about that at all. We're happy that we can place. The main thing we'll just have to talk about again, probably at some point, is
data.
Is the data stream.
Yep.
As
people come in,
we've seen, right? Again, we've been to many launches on the coast when a lot of people pile in to the area. The internet. the mobile internet is just goes down the tubes.
Gone.
And we just have to just verify that. But
we're gonna work. We got workarounds. We got ways to make it work.
Yeah. Again, this is. But Mike, this is where I plug Starlink again.
Right? Oh, I didn't see where you were going with this.
So anybody out there that's has a Starlink,
hold on. Wait.
From Starlink.
Wait. We're doing this wrong. Hold on.
Fine.
We're doing this wrong. Wait. We got to just do it this way. Because this is really how it should be done, right? Just give us a minute here.
Standing by.
It's coming up. Hold on. You'll see why. This is going to be good. You're going to really love this.
I'm going to be.
Okay. You ready? You ready for this?
It's
coming. 3, 2, 1, and there it is.
Give us a free Starlink.
Give us free Starlink.
I like it.
Okay. So now go ahead. Go through the whole spiel again.
Okay. Here. So there's a crewed launch.
Yes.
SpaceX Mission 2 is coming up next month, April 20th.
In
case you guys, I'm just doing the whole thing over again. But in case you guys haven't known, we're planning on still covering that. We're going to be able to be on the coast. You just first time maybe watching this, the clip. It's not your average show. We like to do a lot of things, one of which is broadcast live rocket launches from the coast of Cape Canaveral, because we have access to an area about 12 miles away. So that's so literally, yeah, as we're literally plugging free Starlink, we would love to uh cover the launches, which we're gonna try to do anyway, but of course we'd love to have a free Starlink or
Sure, why not?
access to one
Who
or to
wouldn't?
try it out.
Who
And of
wouldn't?
course we'll give credit where credit is due, and try out your Starlink.
Yeah, I added please at the end.
There you go. And
I
yeah,
added please.
please.
Yeah,
So
added please, because
there you go.
we're not greedy in any way, shape, or form. But yes, please give us free Starlink if you're watching this and you're from the SpaceX Corporation.
We would love to
We would
cover
love to
your
have that.
launch with Starlink because
That would be great.
that's what we're doing. So. But anyway, there you go. Crewed mission 2.
All right,
Scene.
good end scene. All right, we're good. We're good there. We've killed SpaceX to death today.
Yeah.
All right. So where am I going?
Bash Jeep a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna
Not
bash Jeep.
bash.
Okay, I'm gonna bash Jeep actually.
Okay.
Because this is what it's all about right now. In the news today, Jeep's upcoming Wagoneer will play Amazon's Fire TV. And interestingly enough, they're adding the application that'll actually play right through the SUV's main screens if you want to. The thing is, if you're wondering if it's going to actually distract a driver, it's a valid concern because
Quite
according to
possibly.
Jeep, quite possibly, right? The Uconnect screen will relay your favorite media only when the vehicle is in the park position. Okay, now look, don't get me wrong. All right, I understand. Look, the Jeep Wagoneer looks pretty cool. All right, it's good looking. Obviously, it's going to be going up against some larger competition, the Expedition, right? It's going to be looking to fill their luxury brand area, so on and so forth. But are we getting to the point where, hey, there's going to be a privacy filter to keep the Jeep,
Yeah.
the driver's
I did
eyes
read
wandering
that.
at bay?
I did read that.
Okay.
Is that going to act like a screen, like the shades that you can have on
I
monitors?
don't know. Maybe.
That literally, they can. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Privacy filter on the screen, like a monitor, where it has these slits, and if you're sitting right in front of the monitor, you can see it.
Right.
But if you're offset, then the slits all line up with
Then
each
it
other,
goes
and
away.
you can't see anything.
Okay, but here's the difference,
But
right?
yeah.
And this is more of a discussion because, well, it's interesting that all these cars have gotten smarter, and yes, the new Tesla can play Witcher because it's absolute, and that's been touted
Yeah, I could talk about that. Yeah.
by Elon Musk, and the fact that it'll play GTA 5 and it'll play all sorts of different games. Okay,
Yeah, sure. I mean,
and it's great to have all these screens inside of vehicles, but do you really need to have a movie service, okay, or Amazon Fire TV built directly into a screen so that the very little when Junior's making you wait for picking him up at school, that you've got more entertainment to be distracted by or something else to do in your day? Because I find those few minutes of the day to be, I don't know, the time that I could actually just sit there, maybe make a quick phone call and get some business done. Do you need to have YouTube? Do you need to have all those Fire apps sitting right there at that moment? I'm not really sure.
Yeah. No, I got you. I'm not. Every person is different, of course, but I was going to mention, as we just said, talking to Mike about it before the show started. If you guys don't know, I have a Tesla, a Tesla 3, and I haven't watched too many things on the screen very often. We get in our car, the wife and I or whoever, we get in the car and we go somewhere, and then we get out of the car. I don't know. Like, I don't find myself just sitting in my car waiting often. I mean, I get where Mike's saying if you're picking somebody up or dropping somebody off, then of course, yeah, you got a few minutes to burn because you're early, so you get there early and you're kind of waiting. Okay, but and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking that it can do that. That has nothing to do with it. It's just that I don't know if.
What?
As I'm just thinking, thinking about this, I'm thinking.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking about back to high school when
Macintosh. They got Macintosh.
somebody I
apps in
knew
it.
had a car who had one of the first screens in a car, and there was some safety features built into that. Very very like, I wouldn't say primitive, but kind of simplistic. And the car physically had to be like in the park position, and then the screen would like work. And
Right.
then all you do is have like a bypass and trick it to think it's in park all the time, and then you're driving and there's a free.
But when is too much too
car
much, right?
No, but again, it's all about, again, as you said, driving. Like,
But here's the thing: when is too much, right? Because how much do you, like you're saying, you don't actually interact with the car that much when you're driving, right? And obviously that there's
the screen.
on the screen, and obviously there's other things that you need to get done when you're just sitting around waiting for other people to look. How long are you going to spend in your car? Because look, I just looked at
Gonna
the
watch a whole
interior
movie in your
shots,
car. I mean,
right? Like,
think
how
so.
much are you going to catch up on that latest binge watching episode that you just finished on Fire TV because you didn't get a chance to see 4 more episodes that day, right?
Yeah.
And then the other part of it is it makes me think, hey, when's it going to be that somebody goes, it'd be a great idea? What's that? Well, when we have an auto driving car to just make sure that you're constantly distracted and always looking at this other, screen and watching TV while you're driving, which I know to everybody sounds fantastic. However, one catastrophic setback in that entire chain of events, as we've seen before, it's not going to be a good outcome, right? Especially when you're teaching people to be more distracted, not not less distracted. Let's just say, okay, great. So now you're staring at your screen and somebody just walks up and just wants to carjack you. Hey, hey,
Car's gonna stop because they don't hit him. But hey, also, hey, you're getting carjacked.
you're getting carjacked, right? But your privacy was protected because that screen, really
I
protected your
can't see
privacy.
that kids show you're watching on TV, but they're
No,
carjacking your car. So no,
exactly.
I get,
It's like
I
how many
get
how many
that
more things you want to put in the car?
as far as like again as Mike was talking, I get maybe the fact that with the Tesla or any other electric vehicle that might be fully electric, where you may be on a trip and you're parked and you're just charging,
Yeah.
there might be some time to burn there. Perfect, awesome. But as Jeep, this is a Jeep Wagoneer. Unless I just missed it, this is not a hybrid or anything. It's just a
Big
Jeep.
beautiful Jeep. It's pretty.
It's just a big Jeep. So I don't know. I mean, maybe we're hitting this Amazon thing too hard, but
No, I don't think
um,
so.
I think it's just
Look. Okay, look.
I
Look at
don't
the
know.
screen. The screen it's pretty. Hey, it's a pretty screen. There's no doubt about it. This thing has got plenty of nice screens. They're saying there's 45 inches of total display surface, or a 12.3-inch digital cluster.
Oh, that was the other thing I
What's that?
that it mentions that it will play your Amazon shows while in motion on the rear screens, right?
Okay,
The passenger or the rear passengers and the front screens. And I don't know if you got your share screen up there. Is it
I
up
do.
there? Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you can see on the right side of that there's the screen for the passenger, and I'm assuming that's where their ability will play
Mm-hmm.
while in motion, except that will have the privacy filter, however that
Don't know how that's gonna work.
implement that. And but yeah, look at how many.
There's
There's
one.
like
Okay, so you have
four
the
screens
main. You
in
have the
the
main
front all
screen,
by itself.
right? You have the main screen. Then you have the center. Then you have the lower, which looks like it's climate and seating in this one. And then
Yep.
you have this other
Which
distractionary screen, which
which is
that's what I'm
just
gonna call it.
pure entertainment on the
Sure.
passenger. But how big is that screen?
Okay, wait. Time out a second. How lazy do you have to be today to not actually just take your freaking iPad with you on the road and just have the other person, look, obviously anyone could take an iPad, put it up on the window frame and everybody watches TV while you're driving anyhow and you're all stupid about it. Okay, that's fine. But the difference is, do you really need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 screens in your next vehicle?
Pretty impressive.
It's
I
impressive.
didn't see that picture before.
I get that. I mean, but do you need that? I mean, because just so you could squeeze on one more app doesn't mean that it's necessarily a good idea to have that many screens. Just saying. I could be just call me up because look,
No, I get it.
then there's the other two screens that are going to be for the
Is there a
rear
picture of the
passengers.
rear seats in it?
Not that I saw. Not that I saw yet. I mean, I could
Might just be integrated into the.
into the headrest. It looks like
Okay.
they're floating from the headrest, which looks interesting enough to me. It's a pretty car, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Not that the thing ain't pretty. It's pretty. It's just I don't know if it needs 16,000 different screens inside. But it does have the legacy of being the top end Jeep to keep up with. So if you need your Fire TV, I guess go ahead and get this thing.
Or bring your iPad.
Yeah. What's that?
Or put your kids in the rear with the iPad.
Put your kids in the rear. Anyhow, hey, it's just something to talk about because I just thought, I looked at it and I was like, that's just too much screenage. So if you remember, get a chance, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment below if you think
Yeah, I mean,
it should be in there.
yeah, I mean, I know people who love the Jeeps, and I've driven Jeeps before. A Jeep, well, lots of Jeeps, but I like
Mhm.
obviously the Wrangler is a classic. And when I'm able to travel in the past and we get to travel places, the Jeeps are tons of fun. But
Put them bum, literally.
but it's like, well, no, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna it's like, okay, if you're gonna go on a road trip with a Jeep,
Sure.
maybe this is a Jeep to take. And I'm not, I don't know. We get into like other things then. Okay, how's the mileage and like how big's the tank and.
I am all for comfortable cars.
We're
right?
all yeah. We're
Don't get me
probably
wrong.
way off subject.
No. But actually, it's not really off subject, right? It's like, I don't know how much the Jeep is going to cost because that's a
Sure,
question that just got
sure.
raised in chat. But
Yeah.
the thing is, look, I'm all for a really, really nice car. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. And a highway cruiser at best
Sure.
is even better, especially in the day and age in which COVID has shaken people's temperament for wanting to be in aviation, get on planes and travel and be in
Yeah.
close contact with other people. I totally understand that. This is a perfect time for this to happen. I just don't know if you need to have Fire TV integrated directly into it. Because look, I'm also going to say that there's probably an HDMI port somewhere in this thing that at the very least, the kids in the back can probably plug in a PlayStation, a game unit, something.
Kind of becoming the way it is, yeah.
The way it is, or, or their own media sticks and they can watch whatever they want anyhow. But again, I mean, is it becoming that we need so many screens to entertain ourselves 24/7? The fact that we can't hold on to an iPad for a road trip anymore, like the bigger question, because to me, that's more interesting as a question because I take my iPad Pro everywhere I go. I don't watch it everywhere I go. Matter of fact, a lot of times when I go some places, it sits in the bag and I go, oh man, I took that and I didn't even use it.
So, car and driver.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out when this came out, when this article, but I don't see it right. But it says the 2022 Jeep Wagoneer, which is a picture, which is the same one we were just talking about,
Right.
estimated starting at 60. Cheap,
What? Dude.
which is not cheap.
But it's gonna have Macintosh
Uh,
amps and all that. I bet you the top end models go clearly into the 80s. I can't
It'll
imagine that car not
be
hitting 80.
expensive.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got 3.6 V6 hybrid or 5.7 Hemi, or what's this? Oh, possibly a revised diesel 3.6 V6.
Yeah, I can't see that
Maybe.
thing not going for more than that.
But
So
yeah, it's gonna be pricey. But I mean, but
it's
again, yeah, I mean Jeeps are nice, but yeah, they're not.
there you go.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We went.
But there you go. There you
Hey,
go, chat.
let us know. Let us know
Yeah.
in chat. Let us know in the comments below. Right? What do you think? Is more infotainment, less infotainment? Do we need it? Do we not?
Yeah.
Be interesting just as a discussionary point to find out
Yep.
just how much of that people
Yep.
really need. That's all.
And if you guys have a Jeep, let us know what kind you have. Or I guess rather if you have a Wagoneer, something that's other than a Wrangler. I mean, I like Wranglers too, so let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And go from there.
We'll go from there. Hey, so am I doing this one on the war game too, or what?
Yeah, if you want to bring it up. that's
Oh,
fine.
hey, you know what? On the subject of expensive and not expensive, you know what's currently free, which is even the best thing in the world, is a new, well, not a new game, but it's a game on the Epic Game Store, which we cover from time to time. We actually throw
games,
something
yeah.
about there in the fact that what comes out on Epic for free. We covered Star Wars Battlefront a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And something else that was free before that. So this is your time to go out and grab it because it's still free.
Yeah, the thing about it, Epic Games covers free games.
Mm-hmm.
They have a free game almost all the time. But yeah, we
cover it.
We thought we'd bring this one up because I think I found it and I shared it with Mike and
I played it.
What do you think about it?
So here's the thing. So basically, if you guys hearken yourselves back to a good old war game, something like Harpoon. Okay, Harpoon was a great series from Tom Clancy long time ago on PCs far away. However, this game is a war game in the sense that it actually follows the RTS strategy of you building up some sort of opposition towards an attack. And there's really I have to say this. I tried this game out, and everything you're seeing right now is a zoom in of the actual battles.
Yeah, the game looks good for being as old as it is.
Looks
It plays
fantastic.
pretty
What
good.
year did it come out?
I think it's 7 years old.
This game's 7 years
It
old?
came out in 14, yeah. April 14.
Now this makes a little bit more sense. However, in the terms of the RTS, okay, it is the true RTS in which you have to turn around.
Pretty in depth.
It's so in depth in the fact that you have to understand the intricacies of each individual unit, how they interact with each other. But for a $29.99 game that's currently free, I have to tell you, I loaded it up. I tried the first scenario. I went through about 30% of it, and I realized I'm going to get my ass kicked if I don't know more about these troops. If I don't know how they interact, because it seems like every unit has a nuance of the type, their activities that they can conduct, who they can and can't attack, because there's air units that can only go air to air.
Yep.
There's air units that are specialized in air to ground. There's air units that are multi-role. There are scout units that are helicopter units. There are scout units that are not helicopter units, that are ground-based.
Yep.
There's artillery units. There's tanks. There's so many different units, and the way that you select what you're going to take into this battle could easily mean the difference between success and failure. However, what's really cool is once you place all your little pieces on this battlefield, you can zoom in and watch the articulate battle scenes in real time, really up close, which is kind of nice. So for free, you really can't go wrong, but
it's difficult.
Well, how difficult?
It's one of the. It's just Mikey already kind of summed it all up. The gameplay. After you've set up the board, let's call it, because you spend your points you are allocated at the beginning of the game. You put your pieces you put your squadrons or your ships or whatever on places on the map, and then you play, and then you're playing, but from there it's an RTS, and you can tell your units to go over here, attack that, don't attack that, hold this position, all the normal stuff you guys are used to, and the game is very again, for being this old, it looks really good. It's had some updates throughout
Hmm.
the years. I had to look it up, but eh, it's gonna be fun. But it's a game you can't just you probably just can't pick up and just instantly having fun at it.
Yeah,
I really actually was thinking that we could get together with a few other people that we've told to get it,
it would take
and just get a
hours.
skirmish and just play each other and talk about stuff and just have some fun with it
Mm-mm.
because computers killing us.
Yeah, it was like, look, when I got
So
into the game and I realized the very first thing is there's a very strong tutorial system, and this game
yeah,
does get excellent ratings, by the way. So for the people that are
it's
actual
true. Yeah,
junkies,
it's
right,
true. Yeah.
that really want to be into this game, there's an excellent tutorial system. There's stuff on there that I thought wouldn't really even be so involved at the type of. It even goes down to, if you're looking at infantry units, what weapons they actually carry. Like, some of them have rocket launchers, some don't. Some have very, very specific troop movers or APCs that have very high or strong armament on them, and others don't. So the way that you interact with how these other advancing troops are and how you position them, even the terrain. If you hover over a
Oh
section
yeah.
of terrain, it'll tell you it's either dense or not dense. And when I got into it, I was like, look, I really want to enjoy this game, but I need a year to actually get to the point where I'm going to be able to enjoy this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's really not that easy as one would think, where you're going, oh, this is going to be great.
Hmm.
It's not an easy step in and step out of a game. However, one thing that is very, very cool, for $29.99, I guarantee you're going to get yourself a game that you can play for the next 3 years. But it's free.
And again, right, guys, since it's free, really the reason we're bringing it up obviously is it is free and I think it's good and has good potential, but it's got multiplayer potential.
Hmm.
If you got other friends that play RTS or you don't, right? Again, the game's free. Just pick it up. That's the thing I was telling my friends too when I sent this. Just all you have to do is go to the Epic Game Store if you haven't done this before. You just have an Epic Games account. You go to their store. You log in,
Hmm.
and then you find the link down below that we have for you guys. You just go to that link, and you'll see it pop up on the top of the page. There's two games that are free, or maybe just one right now. But anyway, and you'll see this one. And then you just it says get, but you're just claiming it, and then you digitally own it, and you're good. Right? You don't have to play it you don't have to download it now if you're running out of disk space or whatever. You just got to claim it, and boom, the game's yours then. But we should probably mention that they don't last. They're not free forever. They have these little deals. So this game is only free till March 11th. So that's what I wanted to say real quick.
Oh, it's got more time.
Yeah,
It's got way more time.
yeah. They usually don't have them free this long, unless I'm just missed. But usually they're only like a few days. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
just one day.
Hmm.
But yeah, this one's got till 11th, and I got mine a few days ago. So
Yeah, I downloaded it, and again, there's
yeah.
more time than I have, or because
So
currently we've got the drone footage to get together.
yeah,
We've got another rocket launch to cover. Maybe sometime next week. But you know what the best part is? Once it's free for life.
yeah, and
So
you
it's
own
going
it,
to stay with us,
and you
right?
own it, right? Claim it, and even when it's not free to get anymore, it doesn't matter. You own it.
You
Like there's
still
no
own it.
subscription. There's none of that stuff. Like once you own it, boom.
And I would say this much. It seemed like they were also, when they went into this tutorial system, that they spent some time in trying to give you the most, I would say, concise information. The problem is, unless you're doing it, and here's the only qualm that I had so far about the tutorials. They don't give you the tutorial while you're in game. The tutorials are all speak
True.
tutorials. So you kind of have to remember what you were just spoken to and told about how your turn develops and how things actually evolve, rather than actually being in there where it's like kind of like press the button now to do so and so. It doesn't kind of get you through that walk. However, if you're looking for, like I said, if you guys remember Harpoon or some of those older, really, really strong RTS style war simulation games that have a lot of accuracy to the point where you should be reading Janes about how to get your armament and your units set up in order to defend against this such attack and so on and so forth. This is definitely the game for you because it's got the depth and it's still free. 100% free.
Bam.
I like free.
It,
Free's
free's
good.
good for good stuff.
You know what's even freer? Comments.
Like and subscribe.
And likes and subscribes are free.
That's
So
free
if
as
you
well.
guys like what we have to say, do us a favor. Go over and just stretch your little finger over, hit the like button, subscribe, and follow because it's all free.
I mean, if you like technology, cars, games,
Mhm.
aviation, rockets,
And then you could watch us on your new Wagoneer.
do it.
Nah, you see?
Do it.
Dun-dun. Anyhow, with that said, it is we're done. I'm done. You done?
Yeah, we got through it.
We're done. We're done a little early, but you know what? That's good. So we'll be looking forward to going live tomorrow night. I'm okay. Here we go. I want you guys, and this is going to be a little competition as well. In the
Oh.
comments below, tell us what time you think we're actually going to get on air, because we always give a time and we never make it on time because there's always something that does or does not work out.
But do you know what?
What?
Last time we were set up
super
and it
early.
got canceled.
And it got canceled, and we were going to make it, and the weather turned to crap to us. So here's the thing. What time do you think we're going to be ready? What time do you think we're actually going to make it online?
8.
8. You say 8. Okay, hold on.
I mean, we're about 8. We say 7:30.
You're going to say you're saying 8 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to say we're going to make it 8 o'clock because we're probably going to do exactly what happens. I'm gonna say 8:15 because now I think.
Is this the Price is Right rules?
Yes, this is the Price is Right.
Oh,
so
shit.
whoever's closer to the actual time that we actually go live.
Without going over.
Okay, you've got 8 o'clock. I've got 8:15. Okay, I've been pushed into the higher bracket category because 8 o'clock was taken. All right, so let us know.
8:01.
Yeah, 8:01. If you get 8:01, you win. But if we get 8:08. I win. 8:07. What do we do at 8:07? I don't know. Figure it out.
That would be
law of averages.
There you go.
Right. So we'll go with that. So anyhow, guys, look for the live broadcast, and if you haven't had a chance to, just remember, slide up and also hit that bell because then you'll know the second that we go live as well. And keep the comments coming on Jet Up Terror. We got a great response from you guys, and also what we're gonna have to discuss in the not too distant future is what you want to see another short on.
Sure. Yeah.
That we're capable of delivering on. If there's something that you want to see shorts on, let us know, and we're gonna see if we can pull it out because shorts have been a lot of fun for us to do.
They're good fun. They're just something different, and you guys seem to like them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with that said, have a good day.
Have a good day. Exactly. Nice. Happy Monday.
Yeah,
Take it easy. Don't work too hard. We'll see you tomorrow.
Did you just say happy Monday? Does anybody have a happy Monday?
What am I gonna say? Have a crappy Monday? That's not cool.
This is more accurate. Anyhow. All right, everybody, take care. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Exactly. And as we're still out here and they can still hear us.
Yes.
I just want them to know that we know
what
they can still.
Oh yeah, we know you.
This is our shtick.
We don't do this by accident. That's how we roll. With that said, see you later.
Okay,
everybody.
bye.